maybe click the video because you are curious about meditation, but you're not too sure if it's for you or if you can dive into it, or every time you do try to dive into it, you're like, oh my gosh, my mind is so busy and blah, 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 blah. Like, I got you. All good. This is going to be a relaxed and approachable style of meditation, and I hope that you're able to find even one drop of stillness today. So I'll cover a little bit of the basics, and then I'll flip the camera around and y'all can look at the sea while I tell you some drops of wisdom. So one of the most important things about meditation is that you don't let position be the barrier of entry. So if you don't like sitting, cross-legged on a bolster, don't. It's that simple. If you'd rather sit on a pillow with your back against the wall, if you'd rather lay down on your back, if you'd rather not be cross-legged, if that hurts your knees, choose a position that's suitable for your body. Humans are so good at looking for reasons not to, and I'm here to tell you that I'm so sorry. That does not get to be your excuse with meditation. Any shape is the right shape to sit in. All right. Oh, so excited for when we move to the Sunshine Coast, and I will not have that noise in the videos anymore. Okay, so meditation. Important that your seat, that your position is not a barrier to you starting your practice. Important thing number 2, your mind's job is to think and to predict and to analyze. So of course, when we sit in stillness, that's what it's going to do. That's its job. But the practice of meditation is the practice of reminding the mind that, oh, we're not thinking right now. We can think the other, 16 hours and 30 minutes of the day that we're awake or what have you. But for right now, for this 5, 10, however many minutes that you determine meditation to be, trying to reduce the volume of your thoughts. It's a practice. And it's not something that you do a couple times and you're like, oh my gosh, I felt so peaceful. It's kind of one of those practices where slowly and over time you're like, I feel calmer, and I can't quite put my finger on it. And it might have something to do with you practicing stillness in your mind, and then it slowly seeps into the rest of your life. All right. So with those 2 important things being said, let's get started. Set up your environment if you haven't done so already. Maybe you like to dim the lights. Maybe you'd like to light an incense or put a candle on. Grab a pillow, grab a blanket. Choose a starting position. And as you settle into your seat, get cozy in it. Really root down your tailbone. And let yourself become heavy. One of my favorite freedivers, Davide Carrera, reminds us that meditation is learning how to reduce the volume of our thoughts and find this kind of silence in ourselves. And one of my teachers, Nicole Wilde, says that meditation is any time the mind and the body are doing the same thing. So it's not about trying to sit in a mindless space. It's actually kind of the opposite. It's about trying to sit in a mindful space where instead of letting our brain float off into thought, we practice pinning the focus on the here and now. Like dropping into your body. What does it feel like to occupy a human body today? With no judgment, with no shoulds or woulds or betters or worses. A non-judgmental observation. Scan the body, head to toe. What's it look like on the inside, the inner landscape? Hello to you, to yourself. What's the weather like today? Where can you use your breath to soften just a little? Can you feel the way that your ribcage hug the air from your lungs? And you squeeze gently past empty and rebound into the inhale through the nose. You often hear me reference to nasal breathing, and that's for so many reasons. The main reason, though, is that it'll supply you with more oxygen while also lowering your heartbeat and your blood pressure. This is done by the simple act of slowing the breath. Because slow breathing allows our lungs more time to exchange the oxygen at a cellular level. And research actually shows that we absorb a shocking 17% more oxygen when we're breathing slowly and through the nose. You can kind of picture it like when you pump a bottle of sunscreen, and if you pump it really fast, you're just gonna get a bunch of like airy, small, not really good squirts of lotion. But if you pump slowly, you'll get more lotion with less pumps. It's kind of the same way that our lungs work, and if we breathe too fast, we're literally just breathing back out into the atmosphere the oxygen that we've taken in, because our body doesn't have time to exchange it and keep it. So focus on the breath. Can you breathe even slower? Can you exhale 2 or 3 times as long as you inhale 4? When we do this action of lengthening out the exhales, we send a signal to our nervous system that everything is all good. In this exact moment, we're safe. There's nothing of worry or concern. You can just relax. And if at any point your mind ran off, politely bring it back. Like a puppy or like a toddler that is easily distracted, welcome your mind back with grace. And I'll read you a quote by Jacqueline Fernandez. For the longest time, it seems like I've been trying to make sense of life, but now I see there is no sense to be made, only life to be lived. There is no set purpose to fulfill. There are no checklists to complete. Just an empirical moment to breathe, to love, to be kind, to feel. Life is in all of the simple little things that we do so often overlook. Uncomplicate your heart. Be here. Be present. Embrace your own journey. There is so much beauty and wonder to be found right where you are. One more time. For the longest time, it feels I've been trying to make sense of life, but now I see there's no sense to be made, only life to be lived. There's no set purpose to fulfill, there's no checklist to complete. Just an ephemeral moment to breathe, to love, to be kind, to feel. Life is in all of the simple little things that we so often overlook. Uncomplicate your heart. Be here. Be present. Embrace your own journey. There's so much beauty and wonder to be found right where you are. And so the assignment is to simply be here, physically and mentally. Find waves of silence within the depth of you. And I'll give you several rounds of breath here in complete silence. Start to deepen the breath. Really expand the belly, draw the diaphragm down, let the air in. Up through the ribs. Big exhales too. Slowly start to twinkle the fingers and the toes. Bring yourself back into the room, into the space. And if you're laying down on your back, I encourage you to stay exactly as you are. But if you are sitting in a seat, then hands first come to heart center. And then thumbs to third eye. Trace the face to pause at the lips. And trace the chin to stop at the heart. And I hope that off of your bolster and away from meditation, you can carry with you today peace in your mind, pause in your words, and a stillness in your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sitting in silence with me. And I'll see you next time.